Good morning, everyone. I am Tan Zhong Yang, and today, me and my group members Leah Tay, Ethan Teo, Charlene Goh, and Lim Soo-yi are going to share with you our biomolecular science project on production of alpha-amylase.
I'm Charlene and I'll be covering the uses for alpha-amylase. For starch, the most widespread applications of alpha-amylase are in the starch industry, which are used for starch hydrolysis in the starch liquefaction process that converts starch into fructose and glucose syrups. The enzymes from the Bacillus species are of special interest for large-scale biotechnological processes due to their remarkable thermostability and because efficient expression systems are available for these systems. For the detergent conversion, detergent industries are the primary consumers of enzymes in terms of both volume and value. The use of enzymes in detergents formulations enhances the detergent's ability to remove tough stains and make the detergent environmentally safely. Amylases are the second type of enzymes used in the formulation of enzymatic detergents, and 90% of all liquid detergents contain these enzymes. These enzymes are used in detergents for laundry and automatic dishwashing to erase residues of starchy foods such as potatoes, custard, chocolate, to dextrins and other smaller oligosaccharides. For the fuel and alcohol production, ethanol is the most utilized liquid biofuel. For the ethanol production, starch has to be solubilized and then submitted to two enzymatic steps in order to obtain fermentable sugars. The bioconversion of starch into ethanol involves liquefaction and saccharification, where starch is converted into sugar using an amylolytic microorganism or enzymes such as alpha-amylase, followed by fermentation, where sugar is converted into ethanol using an ethanol fermenting microorganism such as yeast. For the food industry, amylases are extensively employed into processed food industry such as baking, brewing, preparation of digestive aids, production of cakes, fruit juices, and starch syrups. The alpha-amylases have been widely used in the baking industry. These enzymes can be added to the dough of bread to degrade the starch in the flour into smaller dextrins, which are subsequently fermented by the yeast. The addition of alpha-amylase to the dough results in enhancing the rate of fermentation and the reduction of the viscosity of dough, resulting in improvements in the volume and texture of the product. Moreover, it generates additional sugar in the dough, which improves the taste, crust color, and toasting qualities of the bread. Alpha-amylase also have an anti-scaling effect in the bread baking and improves softness of baked goods, increasing the shelf life of these products. Amylases are also used for the clarification of beer or fruit juices or the pre-treatment of animal feed to improve the digestibility of fiber.
I am Leah and I will be talking about the sources of alpha amylase. Firstly, we will talk about extracting alpha amylase from blood. It is costly to produce, purify, and isolate. Blood has lower levels of amylase, which may lead to it generally having a lower yield during production. Blood is also not easily obtained as there is a scarce amount of it available and people are not willing to donate blood to isolate the alpha amylase. Secondly, alpha amylase can be obtained from bacteria. Its production is cheaper and more efficient than from other microorganisms. It has a high production rate as it is secreted extracellularly. Thirdly, alpha amylase can be extracted from plants like fruits and vegetables. Plants is cheaper to obtain and produce the alpha amylase. The enzyme content is more predictable and controllable, thus it can produce a higher yield. It is a reliable source to rely on for extracting the alpha amylase as it is a renewable source. Using the plant sources can also reduce food wastage by taking fruits that are not perfect and to be thrown away to be used for the extraction. Now we will talk about the ugly fruit campaign. Ugly fruits are items that are defined as edible fresh fruits and vegetables with slight discoloration, bruising, or misshapenness. It is still edible, but not many people are willing to pay for these fruits as they do not look as fresh or ripe compared to the others. The Ugly Fruit campaign collects these products and gives them away to people who need it more. We have decided that we could obtain some of the product to use in producing the alpha amylase. It is both cost effective and can help in reducing the food waste by putting these fruit to good use.
I am Lim Soo-yi, and I'm here to talk about why we chose to use plant sources among the three sources that we have stated earlier. So firstly, for plant sources, they are renewable and can be easily obtained. It is also cheaper and more efficient way of producing, purifying and isolating alpha-amylase for mass production. The fruits can be obtained from supermarket rejects, also known as the ugly fruit, as this can help reduce food wastage at the same time. So we did not choose blood as a source, as blood is not a feasible source, as we do need a large amount of people who are willing to donate blood for us to produce alpha-amylase. Hence, it is not suitable for mass production. Blood is also a limited source and not easily accessible. Cost of production would also be high, as we do need people to donate blood to us. We also need to extract the alpha-amylase from the blood. So even though using bacteria and fungi is also cheap and the production rate is fast, our business plan is to reduce food wastage. Hence, we chose to use plant sources instead.
I'm Ethan and I'll be talking about alpha-amylase production from bacteria from food waste. Farms around the world raise about 37 tons of fruits a year. Using these fruits can prove to be extremely cost efficient for alpha-amylase production. Reducing the cost of alpha-amylase production can increase profits when mass producing the amylase. Banana and potato fruit peels are organic waste that are highly rich in carbohydrate content and other basic nutrients that support microbial growth. Screening of organisms from soil extracts using 5% potato and banana peel extract agar. The banana and potato peels are separately grinded to form paste and used as the substrate for production. Based off previous experiments, maximum activity of amylase was given by bacteria BS9 at 1.55 units per ml, which was recorded after 72 hours or 3 days at a pH of 7 by using 50% banana peel as a substrate. This shows that food waste can be effectively used as a source of amylase production. As can be seen from these two graphs, the graphs show the difference in enzyme production between the two different food wastes. As can be seen in the graphs, when using banana peel extracts, the produce of the bacteria BS9 at 72 hours is the greatest, at 1.55 units per ml, compared to the potato peel extract, where the greatest production of the enzyme was only at 0.8 from the bacterial subtilis. This shows that food wastage is an effective source of bacterial sources which can produce alpha-amylase.
Production of amylase from Aspergillus niger. Aspergillus niger is a common contaminant of foods such as grapes, apricots, onions, peanuts and more. Together with simple substrates such as simple lime peel, solid state fermentation can be carried out. Due to large food wastage, sources of food contaminants are in high supply. Solid state fermentation is a cost-efficient way of growing bacteria. The process involves depositing a solid culture substrate on flat beds after seeding it with microorganisms. Substrate is then left in a temperature-controlled room for several days. Using this method, it was found that the activity of amylase is 90 units per ml per minute. All in all, here's why you should invest with us. We are able to save the earth by reducing food wastage. Instead of throwing the unwanted fruits away, we can use the fruits to a better use with high yield alpha amylase. Secondly, it is easily accessible. Next, lesser money is used to buy sources of alpha amylase. Fourth, production of alpha amylase is also efficient and low cost. Last, the profits for selling alpha amylase outweighs cost of production of alpha amylase. Thus, it will be economically beneficial for you.